How's everybody doing? Me? Not good. I guess I'll never have a girlfriend. I'm pretty sure mine blocked my phone number, and this makes like the fifth or sixth time. So I guess she's just been leading me on, and this time she ain't going to keep on leading me on. Probably she made sure to make it clear to me, I guess, this time that she didn't want me. Nobody ever does, anyways. Except Dip. Yep. Good old Dip wants me. Just good old Dip. And only Dip wants me how it looks. Green. But how can people lie to people and play one another like that? Am I really that ugly? I was even told in high school I wouldn't never have anybody. And I'd be alone forever and ever. And even if I did get a girlfriend, they wouldn't never really like me. Shit, even in the high school I went to, this one boy that bullied me had the whole high school thinking I was a faggot. Plus, him and his brothers bullied me out in front. That was a long time ago, but still. But next week, 6 days from now, I've got to go to the neurologist. I got seizures either when I was 15 or 16 or 15, can't remember which. And no, I know I'm not asking for pity, I'm just sharing a little bit of my personal life with y'all. I was in special ed all through high school. Even a lot of them picked at me, other kids in special ed, and called me a retard and a dumbass and an idiot. Even this one boy would write it on the bathroom stalls. I guess I am crazy. I guess I'll never have anybody as far as friends. Maybe someday I'll find the right one for me, but I guess I won't never. I'm destined to live alone, die alone, be alone. And I think by my grandma's talking, she's about to marry the guy she was with before my grandpa. And that she got with like 9 months after my grandpa died, and I watched my own grandpa die in my arms. And she sold the family's farm to get the house she's got now. And now, I'm gonna sell the house because that guy don't want to live here. And the family's land was in the family for over 100 years. I wish I could have bought it. At least I would have been away from civilization. Out in the country, 5 miles away. Closest neighbor about a mile or more away. As it seems like almost everybody hates me or wants to take a shit on me or something or dump on me. I've never been invited to a party. I guess I'm too ugly, too stupid, too unpopular. But yep, I got one friend and its name's Dip. That I can always trust and depend on. Nicotine releases dopamine. Dopamine's the feel good chemical. And if you don't believe me, look it up. Type in Brad Rondeau. Look in other countries. They don't harp and holler, they actually tell you the truth. Smokeless is safer. But I guess America started its descent into hell in a handbasket in the 70s. No, I'm not a politician kind of person. To me, it don't matter who's in office. Nothing's ever going to change. Nothing's ever going to make this country any better or anything. Unless we have a revolution. Another revolution type war like Civil War or something. Hell, if you was ask me, I think some people are actually more judgmental now than they was back in the 60s and prior. No, not in the way you're thinking, not to blacks, but to people like the Mexicans, people with problems, and other kind of different people from normal America. But here's the thing. Most of the people that founded this great nation of ours was landholders, plantation owners, farmers, sharecroppers. But why am I telling you this? It doesn't fucking matter. None of it. Nobody has no respect for anything anymore. America now will end up probably like Rome. Yes, Rome was technically the only country in history that had political correctness. And according to some historical scholars, that is what led to the downfall of Rome. Yeah, hard to believe. What everybody in my generation mostly wants, political correctness, is what led to the fall of one of the greatest empires in all of history. Rome. 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 Yup. Anywho, I think I'm gonna make this the longest video ever. Yeah, 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 yeah. Talked to one of my best friends for over 3 hours last night. Like, why don't you go see him? Why, he lives over 90 miles away. An hour and a half. And I ain't got no business driving. Because I have seizures. I could pass out, blackout from a seizure. End up killing somebody or killing myself in a wreck. You know? And then my parents run a paper route. And then my mama also subs a mail route. My biological father, well, him and his family's never really been in my life. So I guess technically, if you want to get technical, my stepdad, all he always has ever done is pick and aggravated me. Yep. At least I feel better talking. Even though y'all may not comment on this video. My favorite song, of course, is Country Boy Can Survive. Because I even got bullied real bad in elementary school. And my grandpa did make his own cigarettes. His daddy made his own chewing tobacco. We've been farmers ever since we come to America, and that was in the early 1600s. So, yeah, that's been my favorite song always. And my second favorite song is Copperhead Road. My mother played that song all the time, she said, while she was pregnant with me. I know what some of y'all are thinking. What the shit? Go ahead, laugh, say whatever you want. My grandpa started growing tobacco when he was 12 years old. Also the same year that Sko came out. He was born in 1922. The 100th anniversary of Copenhagen, I guess you could say God meant for him to be a tobacco grower. Because people would line up and request him at the warehouse to grade their crop of tobacco. Sure enough, and the guy that ran the warehouse wanted to make him a government grader, and he didn't even finish high school. No, he really didn't. Didn't even finish middle school. I think as far as he went was third grade, and he couldn't read or write. He could tell you about tobacco like a man that went to college. And he never liked to sit still or let grass grow underneath his feet. I guess they're done recording the Dip Run movie now because Outlaw is posting videos pretty regular again. I'm glad to see that because I really enjoy Outlaw. Outlaw's actually the main reason that I got into videos. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Even if I can get one view on this, I'm hoping to get more minutes than I did in all of May of watched time. Yeah, boys. Bring it on home, put it in the barn. Bring it on home, put it in the barn. What does Bigfoot eat? He eats Big Macs. He eats Big Macs. He eats Big Macs. Why? Because he's Bigfoot. How many Big Macs does Bigfoot eat? He eats 1,000 when he goes to McDonald's. So they have to call in every single employee to cook his order. And he drives an army tank because he can't drive anything else. And he wears a size 100 made shoe, which is made by Red Wings. And Red Wings, yeah, boy, Red Wings. Bigfoot's house is over 2 acres big. Yeah. Trying to get my channel started. Please subscribe to me. Shout out to Barefoot Dippers. Go subscribe to him. He makes great videos. And I think you're the only one that left me a comment too, brother. But I ain't really got the money to get a better camera. And I've got 1,082 dip cans for me and my friends that's helped me save them. And it's only took us like a year and a half to get them. Not yet a year and a half because we started in late January. I sometimes think some people are meant to be forever and forever alone. I mean, think about it. There's how many billion people on Earth? Now there's people that are lesbian, and that's accepted. I'm not throwing anything out there to get in trouble with you two, but I'm just saying if you're straight, or anything, or even a lesbian, gay, it don't matter. How could there be somebody realistically for everybody in this whole world? With 7 billion people? There can't. There can't. You know why? Because we're at an odd number. Now, if it was 8 billion, 10 billion, 12 billion, maybe. Then plus most of my generation is it nothing but cheaters, whores, liars, fakes, etc. The list goes from here to the highway. Most millennials that use money, it'd be counterfeit. Money is counterfeit. The day was long as Carter had oats. Y'all, I'm telling you. I maybe was born in the 90s, but I was also born in the backwoods. So that's why I'm not like most of my generation. Hell, I got told that I even ruined my best friend's wedding. One of them. I get blamed for whatever they want to blame me for, most people. And then you wonder why I don't give a shit about anybody or anything, really. To me, you don't deserve respect. You earn respect. That's another thing wrong with this country today. So it don't matter who's in the White House, who's got the presidency. They want to fix this country. They're gonna have to realize there's certain things that's gonna have to change back to how it was. We're gonna have to get more manufacturing jobs. We're gonna have to get more American doctors that are actually born in America if you want to help create more jobs for Americans. I mean, it's simple. Why can't Democrats and Republicans come together on this issue to fix the country? It shouldn't matter if you're a Dem, a Lib, a conservative or not. You should want what's best for your country. Put your country first before any other country. Quit going to wars over useless stuff and worthless stuff. Quit getting out in the roads and not showing your ignorance. Our education system, for crying out loud, is way behind any other countries. Mostly. No wonder we're getting outdone by almost everybody. Why? The answer's simple. We've brought it upon ourselves. I'm like a drunkard driving drunk and getting a DUI and getting in a wreck. We're the ones to blame. Sure, blame whichever president you want, Democrat, Republican. It doesn't really matter that much. Until the generalized public realizes it's us, not them. It's us, not them. Parents need to start teaching their kids right from wrong. Telling them a gun ain't meant to kill people. Tell them what it's actually meant for. Because our founding fathers gave us the Second Amendment for a reason, people. 2 reasons, honestly. And shit, everybody back years ago almost had a gun in the house. You know what it's called? Letting your kid grow up like a weed. You don't do that shit and expect everything's gonna remain fine and dandy. Some of them now may not go off the deep sins, but still, it's gonna still make crime rates higher. Policing had to be higher. All that be higher. I mean, realistically, think about it, people. We're not animals. We got a soul. We know right from wrong. We just gotta be taught right from wrong. It's just like a dog. You gotta train a dog to act and to not eat off of people's plates if it's inside. You got a housebreak. And teach a dog how to use the bathroom where it just don't shit it wherever it takes a notion. You got a litter box train a cat, don't you? Okay, people. Then what's your problem? Can't understand that you gotta teach your kids right from wrong. As soon as more parents start doing that, we won't need more gun control. We won't need more police. We won't need more prisons. You know what the amazing fact about this is? They'll know what to do and what not to do. They'll know what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. They'll know to get a job. They'll know how to work. They'll know why they need to work. No, I'm not a Democrat. No, I'm not a Republican. No, I'm not an independent. No, I'm not a pansy. I'm just saying, really, I just vote to vote. Because really, it does not matter who's in office. Y'all could have got Hillary Clinton, and I guarantee you things wouldn't have been no better. It takes a great, smart, smart man. Not only that, but a man who is steadfast and an honorable person to make a difference. And how is removing Confederate statues going to erase history? Them guys lost limbs and arms too. They was Americans after the Civil War, because according to y'all must have thought the Confederate States of America remained a nation after Appomattox Courthouse when Lee surrendered it. Or y'all live in some kind of fairyland, I guess, fairy tale land, where up is down and down is up and sideways is north. Watch an episode of Dukes of Hazzard, any of y'all. Tell me something. How does that show hate? It shows not to be judgmental. It shows to be accepting of people. To be friendly, to be wholesome, to be honorable, to be a good person. Things that we need to learn again in society. If people would look at Duck Dynasty, that's what we need. It's family values, close-knit families. Our government can't do it all for us. And never can, never will be able to. Until we sit down and realize what has made America great in the past, we will never be great again. It doesn't matter who you elect in there. Shit, you could have 5 presidents at once, all of them be the smartest men in the world. But until you realize half of it has to do with the citizens too, this country will not get better. Sure, the FDA could ban cigarettes if they want, like they're talking to. But people are still going to find a way to get cigarettes. Just like prohibition on weed, just like prohibition on alcohol. So that goes to show, if they can find that, why in the crap couldn't they keep their guns hidden from the government? Or why couldn't they find ways to create guns? Or why couldn't they find ways to get guns into this country? Don't they already? The countries with the highest crime rate in Europe is the countries also without guns. That's why our founding fathers gave us guns. It wasn't just because the government became tyrant. No, it was because we needed guns to also get food. It was also because they knew that it could probably help lower the crime rate some without having to hire a bunch of more police. But if you're happy with this $21 trillion debt we got right now, then be my guest and just and make all guns illegal. And see if that debt didn't hit 30,000 within 4 years. Or less. That'd be the quickest, I guess, amount of debt we ever accumulated, too, 9 trillion. But it would. We need to start backing our money with precious metals, commodities, all. And then after we find something to replace all with, back it with that. What I'm saying is you cannot print money to just be printing money. That's more or less like counterfeiting. Because sooner or later, the bubble's going to go pop. And then we're going to be in something worse than the Great Depression, how the economy was after the Civil War in the South, all in one little nice little package. And then China's going to want their debt. What I think we ought to do is every soldier who signs up for the Army, give them a GI loan like we used to, where they don't have to pay it back, and it can either be used on houses, farmland, to create a business. Because heck, the guy that founded Lowe's, yes, Lowe's, one of the biggest hardware stores, I know, at least in the nation, I don't know about the world maybe, at least America, was founded by a veteran on the GI loan. Till we start supporting our veterans better, that's another reason why our country ain't gonna start doing better. We need to start supporting our veterans like we once did. Or you will say in 20 years from now, this was the good days. Not the good old days, but the last of the good days. Both sides. Yeah, both sides, even Democrats. Even the sides that hated the conservative, will say, boy howdy, wasn't this the good old days? Wasn't we wrong about Trump? Wasn't we wrong about Harry? Both sides. But only for one fact, though. Because how more evil people will get and more consumed in their own self and their selfless needs instead of the needs for the whole country and all. It's not just all about you and me. It's about the whole nation. And if our nation is so terrible, you got to kneel at a pledge of allegiance. There's airplanes always taking off, and leaving this country. And if you're making $1 million, you shouldn't be oppressed anyways. Oppression means somebody that struggles, has it rough, has it hard, has a hard life. But now, you with $1 million ought to not have too bad of a life. Farmers, I would say, maybe are oppressed because of government regulations, but you making $1 million or more dollars a year, oppressed? Now, your people might be oppressed, but you, sir, are a guy out of his mind. And that's coming from somebody with a very low IQ. As far as I can tell you, my IQ's 70. But that's coming from me and other people that's even smarter than me. I haven't watched a football game because of it. Because most of my family was in the military. That's like spitting on people's graves. You know what I think? I think even if you destroy, like that one guy did, a Confederate cemetery, you would at least, mandatory, get 5 years in prison or have to replace every single one of those headstones and mark it off after you get out of prison, get a job, and work it off, and all your pay go to fix those monuments. Yes, sir, Bob. If you break it, you pay for it. And not just with time in prison, but with actual hardcore cash. Dollars, money, change, coins. Pay every single bit that you destroyed and how much it was worth. To the very last half of a cent. Until you can say, I paid for it, what I destroyed, all in full. And I mean all in full. until all your debt is cleared. Till we start getting back like that, that's another reason why this country will never be as great as it once was. And good day, and may God bless.